I'm Phil Dingo, and I'm going to show off the coolest thing that hasn't been released yet, 64DD support on the 64Drive using firmware revision 3. Yes, that's right. We haven't released it yet mostly because we just got it working. Mostly. And I mean mostly. Well, one thing you do need is a 64DD IPL, which you can extract with a Game Shark, assuming you have a 64 drive. But that besides the point. The thing is that normally a 64 drive doesn't have enough hardware, like it doesn't have enough cartridge space or any free space to have both the IPL and the disk image on at the same time. But a disk image will fit into cartridge space. So what we did was we created a special bootloader that bypassed the IPL and boots the disks directly. It's actually not very different from a cartridge bootstrap, except that what it does is it also applies a couple things that the IPL would normally set. And it doesn't set things that would force it to load the IPL again. So let's just try out, how about this golf game? Yeah, this 8303 is the CIC chip on 64 drive, and amusingly, it calls itself internally 64DD because they don't have a life either. So we're just going to go ahead and boot this. Yeah. Notice the cartridge name up there and the name internally don't match because of the way that the bootloader works. And there you go. What was it? Japan Pro Golf Tour 64, some crazy thing like that. Yep. And yep. And there's our legal screens. Oh yeah. Yep. Very legalistic, very legal. Yes. And doesn't that music just make you want to whisper? There we go. Oh, one thing that kind of sort of works is the USB port. Okay, you do need to use the USB port in order to pull save data off. During the game, all it does is it writes the data onto the cartridge space in place of the stuff that's there, sort of the same way that it would to a disk. Actually, very much the same way that it did with the 64DD, the Samon expansion that was, converted to a cartridge. Here, let's just set some settings. There we go, fall. Fall's a better season. All right, and so it's not obvious because the screen is very, very, very bright, and this is the lowest brightness setting. Whatever. Oh yes, and this image is courtesy of AC. Yes, thank you, AC. Oh yeah. Okay, let's just ruin your record really quick. Anyone who's ever seen me play a golf game, yeah. Okay. So, let's see. I think after we shoot a shot, we can save the record or something like that. Not that we'd ever want to, but I might need to use all 4 paws. And it jackknifes into the bushes. Yay! Alright. Okay, I think it's you press B. Yep, you press B. Yep, and that lets you save it. There we go, and it's saved. But you need the USB port in order to pull the save data off as a ROM. That's one of the problems. Actually, disk swapping sort of kind of works too. Some of them will accept you sending a new image across USB, but most of them are waiting for the actual flags to be flagged on there, saying that it was ejected and inserted. So really, if they had lazy testing, it works, but for the most part, it doesn't. Yep, that's just one of the problems with this right now. Hey, I want to learn a hack. How do you hack? Oh, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, cool. You want to learn a hack? Okay, all you got to do, it's just like hunting. Really? Yeah, it's just like hunting. Okay, what you got to do, you got to stalk your prey. Figure out where it's going, what it's doing. Yeah. Then you get it running. running. Yeah, really? Yeah, you get it running. Yeah, right, the best moment, bam! Bam, you knock it down, you start rooting around in its innards. Yay! Yeah, it's great. Here's a breakfast dummy. Yay, cool. Go do a loot hacker. Cool. It's not very easy to see on here because of the ridiculous settings on the television, but it does play a normal disc game quite fine. However, we do have some that have features that, well, they don't quite work just yet. There we go. I have a very firm ear for resetting. Okay, for instance, expansion cartridges, because we can't keep an IPL and memory at the same time, expansion cartridges will act just like if you put them into a disk drive themselves. Okay, watch. See, this is the F0 expansion, and you'll get the, well, hopefully, you'll get the F0 um, warning that you can't play the expansion without the cartridge. So, similar things to games that rely on the disks being swapped. Obviously, we don't have a way to swap the disks without like resetting to the menu or something, or coding things in.